This is the 2026 Mercedes-Benz GLE 450 4MATIC Coupe. We're going to give you the ultimate tour in today's Vehicle Visionary video. If you want to know more, check out the link in the description of the video to the Mercedes-Benz of Shreveport website. This color really pops. It is a manufacturer color. Very, very nice. It's unique, but not so unique that it's really gaudy, we'll say. I think this will have a real nice resale value if you buy it. Overall here on the front end, you're going to have that classic look with Mercedes-Benz with your grille right here, the nice large Mercedes-Benz logo right here, your front view camera neatly tucked in underneath and placed right where it needs to be. You're going to have cameras everywhere all over this GLE. And as far as your headlights go, everything is going to be LED. That includes your turn signal indicators, the daytime running lights, the low and high beams, all of that's going to be LED. We'll work our way down. We're going to have a very nice front fascia here with our trim work. You're going to have a combination of some body color, a little bit of a matte finish. Gloss black will also be here, but it all seems to blend together very nicely and give it that nice sporty look that it is so deserving of. And we work our way up here, we're going to have our second Mercedes-Benz logo neatly placed here on the hood. The hood lines really give it that nice, sporty, attractive, almost in motion look when it's sitting still. Being 4MATIC, this model is going to be all-wheel drive. Your wheel size will be 22-inch wheels. Now, they do have that nice gloss finish, but I think it looks really nice. It pops against this exterior color. You're going to have your body-colored fender surround right here. All of the effects package as far as the ground effects, everything that's making it look a little lower to the ground, such as what's on this lower portion of the side of the vehicle, going to be that body color. It works really well. You will also have your turn signal indicators built into your heated, power adjustable, and obviously power folding side view mirrors. Blind spot monitoring will be built into the mirror itself. And one thing that's nice here, this is your remote. Lock, unlock, you've got the ability to open and close your tailgate right there. Your panic button is there. But what happens with your key fob if the battery dies? You have a mechanical key right here that you can insert on the driver's side door over there and always get in, no problem whatsoever. Now the hard part, maybe getting that back in there. There we go. Body color and chrome finish on our door handles right here. That works really well. And I'm going to have my cameraman come around to this side so I can show you the other feature of these doors. They're also going to be soft close doors. So you just close the door just a little bit and it's going to go ahead and close on up. You're going to have that with the front and the rear doors. We'll do the rear door right here and show you that as well. As you can see right there, there it goes. It closes up nicely. Looks really nice. Now you might wonder, it's not really a coupe, is it, Tom? It's not two-door. Well, Mercedes-Benz calls this a coupe because of the sport back design of the roof line right here. You will find your nice large panoramic sunroof up top. Going to have the built-in spoiler right here. In my opinion, that should maybe be a different color, maybe gloss black finish right there, but that's how it works. LED tail lights will finish things off. Full LED lighting here on the rear, just like we had on the front. Your GLE 450 logo. The 4MATIC logo is right there. And something that's really nice, there are multiple ways to open the power tailgate. You can push that logo right there to open that up. You can also use the button on the remote and the button in the interior to close that or open it. There's also a button right there. Now, as we work our way down, we're going to find out that it looks like there are exhaust outlets here. They're not real. They're actually not even open all the way. I have to say, it looks nice, but you might as well just make those real if you're going to have them back here. And everything's finished off with a nice rear bumper. You've got your sensors here actually all around the vehicle. And that rear diffuser gives it that nice sporty finish that it's so deserving of. Under the hood is the turbocharged 3-liter 6-cylinder engine. Makes plenty of horsepower and torque, 375 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque, mated to the 9-speed transmission. 0 to 60, about 5.3 seconds, maybe a little quicker. Top speed is governed to 130 miles per hour. If you remove that governing, It's actually 155 miles per hour. And I'll tell you the MPGs real quick because it's kind of an awkward angle. 19 city, 25 highway, 21 combined, 4.8 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. And how about your gas tank details? Well, it's 22.5 gallons in capacity. On a full tank of gas, you should be able to drive about 427 miles in the city and about 562 miles out on the highway. And we're going to work our way right over here to the cargo area. Your towing capacity comes in at 7,700 pounds. Now, we're going to find our cargo cover right here. That is removable if you want to take advantage of that. Something else that's very nice that you're going to find here, I know a lot of you are going to like it, is the spare tire. Very easy to gain access to. All your tools are here underneath to change that if you need to. Cargo capacity comes in at 33.3 cubic feet up to 74.9 cubic feet if you lower the seat backs down, as you can see right there. This button right here will actually raise and lower the rear of the vehicle on the air suspension. You have your 12-volt power outlet right there. There is a little bit of storage space back here behind the fender well, and even more so over there on the other side. Right over here, you've got that net that's going to keep things in place quite nicely. And last but not least, when you get ready to close all of this up, you've got your two buttons right here. You can push this one, it will close this power tailgate and lock the interior, or you can just push that one and it simply lowers the tailgate down and leaves everything unlocked. Let's talk about what your rear seat passengers are going to find. We'll start with the door panel over there. A very nice setup. You will have heated seats back here, the nice large armrest. Going to have the large door bin down there that can be used as a bottle holder. Whatever will fit can fit down there. It works quite nicely. As we work our way inside, here is your panoramic sunroof. Now, I have the shade drawn forward, but obviously you can bring this back and take advantage of that if you want to. Now, you do have your lighting here. It may not look like your typical LED lighting, but it is very bright. That's a good thing. We work our way down here. We're going to have the rear seat pockets on the back of each seat, that net style material. We're going to have a couple of air conditioning vents here on the rear of the center console. A little bit of storage space under that. You really won't be able to put much in there, but that is there. And a couple of USB ports. And one thing that I really like here is that, number one, you're going to have your fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in, but there is another release right up here. If you need to, if you have somebody sitting in each seat back here, you can still fold this area down and use that as a pass-through with something that will obviously fit. How about the sticker price? $101,330. Let's see what else you get for that price. We're going to start here with our upper console. Now, this is where you're going to open the power shade right here that I was telling you about. And I want to show you what's up here as far as this goes. Just so you know, it is one solid piece of glass. And if you want to, however, you can open that up just like that. Just so you know what's going on where that is concerned. I know we didn't talk about that earlier, but I can show that to you now. And you'll have everything else here as far as turning on your lights and all that good stuff. That's all going to be here with your upper console. You'll have your auto dimming rear view mirror right here. And as we work our way across on the dash, you can see your air conditioning vents here. Everything nicely done. Very nice high-end materials that have a nice look to them. And the glove box is not unlocked today, so we're not going to be able to show that to you, but you know it's there. No big deal where that's concerned. Now, on the door panel, you can see up there in that upper area, you've got all the controls for the seat position. You can adjust every aspect of the seat. You also got your heated and ventilated seat buttons up there right in front of that, and your seat memory, a nice large armrest, and another large door bin. Bigger than what we saw in the rear. That works really well. Now, we're going to work our way over here to the driver's side door. Once again, we're going to have our seat memory, seat controls, even that little thigh extension right there. If you want to take advantage of that, you can use that. And then your heated and ventilated seats. We've also got everything here for our power side view mirrors. We can hit that button right there and fold those in automatically. It's just that center button you have there. Power windows, one touch down, one touch up. At all four doors, you can lock the windows if you want to, so your passengers can't open and close them all the time. There's the control for the power tailgate back there. Your power parking brake is here, and everything for your headlights, all that good stuff. You can brighten and dim right there. And over here is the control for the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel if you want to adjust that. It is a heated steering wheel, by the way. Shifter paddles on the rear. Here is your shifter. Easy to deal with. You just put your foot on the brake and just pull it down to go into drive, go up to go into reverse. Your cameras will come on. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a bit. And the button right there goes back into park. Over here, everything for your windshield wipers. You might have noticed there's not a rear window wiper on this particular model due to the slope or the angle of that rear window. Mercedes says you don't really need it. Also, the turn signal indicator is right here as well if you want to take advantage of that, and hopefully you do. Now, a nice modern look with your steering wheel mounted controls. Everything over here, you can see you got your voice commands, all that good stuff. You can also control the center screen from this area right here. If I want to go into something, I can do that and then hit home to come back out of it. The same thing applies here on the driver's display, but if we hit the home button, we can change the look of the driver's display. As you can see what I'm doing right there, bringing up the different looks with the different graphics for the driver's display. If you want to have navigation right there, you can. That makes things nice and easy to deal with. It's just a nice clean setup. I like that. Also, I don't know how well you can see it, but you do have your head-up display that you can adjust if you want to take advantage of that. Now, we're going to go to our center screen. You're going to have the MBUX, Mercedes Benz User Experience. That's going to work really well. Built-in navigation right there, phone, radio, depending on what you want to listen to, media. We can go to our apps right here. Not a whole lot to talk about there, but just to show you what's going on with your apps. And we'll let that load up real quick. Can't really show you too much here, but just so you can see what's going on. It is the ultimate tour, so we might as well show you all of this. We're going to get that out of the way and X out of that. Now, if we go right here to comfort, there is a lot to talk about right here. You do have the massage seats if you want to take advantage of those here in the front seating area. That's going to be nice and useful, especially if you had a back or a leg workout. That could be helpful. And your seat details. Now, you might have noticed there was no lumbar support control. When I was talking about the seat controls earlier with these front power seats, lumbar is right here. So if you want to adjust that, here's where you come to do that. And then obviously the side bolstering and the heating settings. You also have the automatic seat position. You can come in right here if you want to take advantage of that, depending on how you want things to be set. So it will automatically set based on the remote that you used to set that. Now, I am going to come back in here for one more little thing. Let's go right here and we're going to go to ambient lighting. Nobody does ambient lighting like Mercedes-Benz. If it's not bright enough, you come right here. That makes things work well. You can link all the zones together, or if you don't want them linked together, they don't have to be. We're going to come back here. I'm going to go right here to color. Now, depending on how you want to set things up, you've got multicolor or you've got your monochrome right here. You can see the lighting right now, and I'll change that just a little bit for you so you can see it change. There are a total of 64 different color options here as far as that goes. Now, depending on the color that I use will determine on if you can see it or not. The blues tend to show up the best, at least when we're in a little bit brighter atmosphere like we are outside right now. And I want you to look up here on the screen real quick. Notice there is the 64. Like I told you, there are 64 different colors that you can choose from depending on what you want. And then you have your multicolor options right here. If you want to take advantage of those, we can come right here and do that. That's going to be nice and convenient. Now, we're going to come back out of that. We'll come right here. Off-road is here. This is actually a somewhat off-road capable SUV. And you've got a lot of different information and details here depending on what you need to do, what you need to know about. It's all going to be here. You can turn some of these features on and off. That's going to work out. And this is actually a really nice little thing right here where you have basically the hoodless view where you don't see anything. So when you start to drive forward, you can see the ground in front of you. But that's not all we have. We're going to come back over here. We've got info right here on the vehicle. Depending on what I do with that and how I'm driving it, you can see some of the details right here. In fact, right here we can see how much percentage of the gas pedal I'm using, the accelerator, or the brake. You can see I'm at 98, 96, 97% right there. You can also come into engine right here and see that live data on the screen, the telemetry of what's going on with the vehicle as you're driving down the road. You don't necessarily need to stay focused on that while you're driving, but your passengers can. Driving, you've got some different features right here you can turn on and off depending on what you need to do. Where that is concerned, that works out really well. Collision avoidance is also going to be here, and you can come in here and make some adjustments on a couple of these depending on what you want to do and how you want it to operate, or you can just turn it completely off. Maybe you want to do that. I know some people do. It just depends. Assistance is also going to be here just to show you what's going on as far as your traffic sign assist or your attention assist. You can come into attention assist here and make some changes. As you can see right there, you can go with sensitive or you can go with standard. You can obviously turn that off if you'd like to as well. Traffic sign assistant. There you go, just to show you what's going on here and the things you can do where that is concerned. A lot of nice options here that are pretty easy to deal with. Camera, you can come in and make a few changes with that as well. We'll come back out of that. We're going to go home, and all we have left is devices. You know what's there. Now, we're going to work our way down here. First of all, I'm going to show you your air conditioning controls. That works out really well. Now, the thing that I like here is you have the physical controls, but you can also use Mercedes to change that if you want to with the MBUX experience or Mercedes Benz User Experience by saying, "Hey Mercedes," and then saying, "Change the air conditioning temperature to 70. Well, I guess I can't do that right now because we have to have a subscription for that function to work, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But you get the idea. Now, we'll also find our cover right here if we want to take advantage of that. And then your wireless charging pad is right here. We're going to have some USB connectivity. We'll also have our cup holders right here if we want to take advantage of those and use that. Now, we can also come right here to dynamic. Now, when I use that, let's go back to the screen and I'll show you what's going on up there. That's going to change your driving mode. So you've got comfort, eco, off-road, go back out of that, sport, and then individual, where you can actually come in right over here and we can make changes to different areas of the vehicle depending on what we want to do. We can make those changes and make everything just as we want it to be with individual. Now, we're going to come down here. We have our handles right here, the oh crap handles if you want to take advantage of that. But you also have the ability to not touch the screen if you don't want to, because this is basically the trackpad. So we can come in here. If I hit home, it will go home. I can hit back and just scroll around and select as I need to. And going back to the screen one more time, I told you we were going to do this. Here are your different views with the camera. Now, there are quite a few things going on here depending on what you want to see. If you want to see the front view, the rear view, we can see our side views right there. We can also come back here and see that overhead view right there depending on what we need to see, and you can actually use your finger to determine what you see. You do have park assist, all kinds of great features going on here where that is concerned. And to adjust the radio, you can use the control right here. Basically, that will take care of everything. And you've got some of your one-touch buttons here as well. And coming back to the cup holders right here, they actually are going to be cooled or heated. You can see, depending on the color that's on there, what that's going to do. Now, one thing that I like here is you have the rest here for your hand and your wrist that makes it easy to use the trackpad if you want to. That's going to work as well. And you can raise and lower the height of the vehicle with this control. You can see that via what you have right here with the arrow on that, letting you know what's going on where that is concerned if you want to raise or lower on the air suspension. Now, the center console works as an armrest right here. That's nice. You also have your bomb bay doors right here. You can have a couple of USB ports inside of there and a little bit of storage space. The button to start and stop the engine is right here, and if you want to turn the start-stop system off, that's where you're going to do it right there. Very conveniently located. All right, here we go on our test drive with the GLE. a very sporty look. It's also going to have a very sporty feel as far as the driving experience goes. It's going to feel nice and planted to the road, we'll say. It has great handling characteristics, and it's going to get down the road with no problem. 375 horsepower is definitely good. You have the 4MATIC all-wheel drive, so for those of you that live in a place where you deal with a lot of, say, low traction situations, snow and ice, whatever the situation is where that is concerned, this is really good for you because you're going to have that extra traction ability, as opposed to if you only had two-wheel drive, although you can do okay with front-wheel drive in a lot of cases, but all-wheel drive is better. You have all of your different driving modes for your different situations and needs or desires. And one thing I didn't talk about earlier in the video is that under the rear view mirror right here is going to be your home link, so you can program in your garage doors if you want to do that. I know that's very important to a lot of people. And one thing that's nice here is that you have a very tight turning radius. It does a great job of turning, and when you need to get up and go a little bit, we're not going to go too hard, get on it just a little bit, but it definitely gets up and goes, not even to half throttle that time. But I'm in sport mode, having a little bit of fun here, just the most enjoyable driving experience in my opinion. But depending on what you want, you can go to your different driving modes on the fly, as you can see right there, and change that depending on what you need to do. Very easy to learn and use technology, a lot of it here, but that doesn't mean that it's difficult to use. That's a good thing about it. It's easy to see out of. Even with that sport back rear back there, that sloped angle on the rear window, it's really not hard to see out of. I like that. That's going to work just fine. Very comfortable seats for the driver and passenger and for the second row. Comfortable ride quality on the air suspension. Overall, a very well-rounded vehicle, that's for sure. And there it is, the 2026 Mercedes-Benz GLE 450 4MATIC Coupe. I got that in one take. I'm very happy with that. It is a mouthful. And that's the ultimate tour. We tried to give you the top highlights and give you as much as possible without making this a 2 to 3 hour video. I hope that was helpful. I'd like to say a special thanks to our friends at Mercedes-Benz of Shreveport for loaning us this GLE for the day so we could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. We appreciate that, and it is very helpful to us. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.